Viewers, me and team here. Welcome to another Starcraft 2 match. I will be the blue Protoss, and my opponent will be the red Protoss, Selvin. So this will be a mirror matchup, and given that we do not have pro careers and we are both diamond players, I will simply speed up the early goings. 9 pylon for Selvin, 9 pylon for me, TheMeInTeam, and he is a little bit ahead of me. Look at that pro elite micro advantage he's got going on. Oh man, I'm getting out APM'd from the start. Ooh, a little closer on the gateways. He's about a second or two in front of me. I'm sure it'll make a big difference on the game, so I'll have to keep attention to that as we move on. Although for some reason, he's significantly ahead of me on the probes as well. Man, my macro's just slipping. Or is he significantly ahead? Oh yeah, look at that. He's a couple seconds ahead on the probes also. So I'm just getting my butt kicked here in the early goings as I patrol around his base. And the reason I'm patrolling around his base early in the game, pretty much just to see when he takes his gas and when he gets gateway, tech, and force him to get a stalker to get rid of this, although everyone gets stalkers. But yeah, I've basically free reigned the scout until he gets a stalker. There's nothing else he's going to make that'll take that out easily. If he gets a zealot and starts microing it well, I could just run away. But most players don't even bother with a zealot, so probe has free reign. I do see a second gateway. He's going warp gate. I do see that also. Not that I really even needed to. Most Protoss do go warp gate. And yeah, here I lose my probe. But, I got a decent scout off there. Whoa, what are you doing? Yeah, I saw pretty much everything, so not bad. Except for this. But he put this after he killed the probe. So my opponent is going what is likely Blink Stalkers, just because he could be going Zealot Charge, but he's not making a lot of Zealots, as you can see in the production tab, so that's not too likely. And just on my end, I decided to cut the second Geyser and do what I do against Zerg, which is a Zealot and Stalker all in, essentially. It is really nasty against Zerg. They have difficulty getting enough roaches out in time to both plow through, that's what she said, the meat shield that the Zealots provide, and actually attack the Stalkers. So lots of things can go wrong for the Zerg there. I've posted several of those games recently, so not a lot to say about that. I played another one today alongside this game that, well, he misrallied his overlords. It was on Zelnaga, I believe. No, it was on Metalopolis. He misrallied an overlord or two, and I picked them off near my base. Or maybe he was trying to scout with them, I don't know. But he got them too close, and I killed them with stalkers. And then when I attacked his base, I killed like 4 more overlords, and he just couldn't re-macro anything because he had no supply. So here I got proxy gated with 3 gate blink stalkers. This is a fairly standard build. You read about it on the forums all the time. And this is going to turn into a micro war. Unfortunately, blink gives a pretty big advantage when it comes to micro. So even if my micro were better, which so far it has not been, I would still be at a disadvantage because he has to micro's blink capability with its 10-second cooldown. So yeah, these zealots are kind of dead weight against blink, and unfortunately I'm still getting more of them, and even chrono boosting, because yeah, whatever. I have supply locked him. His forward pylon got taken out, so he's supply locked, providing me a temporary edge. If you look at the units, I do have more in total army than him by a significant amount for the moment, but man, then he just warps in a bunch more, although they're up here, so his warp gate tech not doing too much for him right now. A lot of people tell me, hey, whether they beat me or lose to me, you should get warp gates, it'll produce stalkers faster or whatever, but I've run out of money. Well, I'm slipping on macro here, but you run out of money on 4 gates, so that's really only if you're trying to push very quickly, or if you need to very quickly reinforce up near the enemy base, and you feel like you can get a unit there to hold a pylon. Because if you can't hold a pylon, warp gate's not helping you a whole lot, and then you just have to, you can't use the mini-map to warp in units, so you have to go back there using a hotkey and take your eyes off the micro battle. So that's only useful, at least to me, if you either need the extra build speed, which is like, what, 5 seconds for most units, or if you can get a forward pylon somewhere to help you reinforce more quickly. So it's really just a question of situation, and with the extra timing put on warp gate, I believe it was intended to make you think about whether or not you're using gateways. But anyway, he's dropping an expo here, and this really limits my window of opportunity because he has been probing up to saturate this, so I don't have very long before I need to hit him or he'll overwhelm me. Unfortunately, this blink micro stuff is just nasty, and his ability to blink in and out is getting my zealots falling all over themselves, doing nothing! Congratulations on doing nothing! Even so, I have taken a bit of a lead here, yes. Yeah, I've lost more units, but I'm ahead of him in army because he's been cutting army for drones. Now, this was a misplay on my part, and I should have realized because he backed away, but I should have pressed my advantage right here. If I had, I'd have had at least a small chance of winning this game by just taking out his expo right away. But instead I backed off and decided to bring in some more units. Any day now these guys will actually move, and that'll be splendid. And anyway, I decided to back off and basically lick my wounds, but basically I'm licking my chances of winning here because you cannot let an opponent sit on an expo when you do not have an expo. It just doesn't work. It's a bad play. And this is the kind of basic error that some of you said you wanted to see out of me, so I'm going to show it. So yeah, I kind of realize at this point I have to make an all-out attack. If you look at the army spending, I'm ahead on minerals, behind on gas. In terms of totals, he has a bit of an edge, I think, or it's very close. Yeah, it's pretty close, but unfortunately, this gas investment is allowing him to produce units that are better suited to this situation, and he has a tighter reinforced line just because I've moved up to his base. So we'll see how this transpires with the proper things showing. And let's not do faster times 2. Alright, so this is why I've decided that I don't want to get as many zealots in Protoss versus Protoss. Something pros I'm sure knew already, but although zealots tank very well against stalkers and resist damage, once they start blinking around like this, your zealots really can't get in a lot of DPS, and they become dead weight. And you just have a major micro disadvantage, unless maybe you get charge. But even then, it would be pretty hard to do anything. And yeah, now he's just chased me out, and I really can't stay out. I know there's an expo there, and he's just spamming more and more units, so... At this point, though, I'm actually behind an army, and I kind of know I've lost. But yeah, I'm just gonna GG. Seeing that many stalkers, I know I can't win, so that'll be a good game. So, thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Me and team signing off.